Welcome everyone, this is Joe back with another video, and today I am going to be talking about 4 Facebook ad strategies that you can do starting this week with your photography business. Now I'm Joe and I'm with Dana and Joe, and we are the creators of The Booking Lab, which is a free Facebook group where we teach photographers how to grow their business with unique and outside the box marketing strategies. Now, if you've never run ads before, come on over into the group. I actually show you the breakdown of how to get set up and run your first ad. Because some of the things I'm going to be talking about today are kind of high level on the surface. So if you've run ads before, you're going to know what I'm talking about. If you haven't run ads before, please do not let that discourage you. At least you can see what kind of strategies are out there to see if it's right for you. Now, without wasting any more time, I'm going to jump right on into it and start sharing my screen. Now, ad strategy number 1 is known as a lead ad. Now, a lead ad is used using the Facebook objective, which is lead generation. So when you go in there and you create your Facebook ad, you actually see a lead generation objective. Now, basically the way this works is whoever you're advertising to. So in my case, I'm a wedding photographer. I will be advertising to an engaged, most likely female. And what they're going to do is they're going to see my ad in their newsfeed. And typically I stick to just Facebook newsfeed. I haven't had success on stories or anywhere else. So newsfeed works the best from what I found with the ads that I've run. And what they're going to do is they're going to read it and they're going to like your pictures. And then there's going to be a little button that says, in this case I used Learn More. They tap the Learn More button. And what happens is basically a mini landing page within Facebook. Now, the beauty of this is if you don't have a landing page built, you can actually create a mini one in Facebook. Now it's super generic, super basic. Just think of it as like a contact form, right? So I click Learn More, the form pops up. I can write a little intro and a little bit more in the description. You can add another photo at the top, and then you can ask as many questions as you'd like. So typically I'll ask the standard 3 or 4 questions: your name, email, phone number, what made you reach out today, and then when's your wedding date, kind of a thing, right? So they would submit that, and then the information would be saved, and then you would generate a lead. Now, this can be run to a cold or warm audience. I'm not going to get into exactly what those are, but just think of a cold audience as somebody who has no idea who you are, and a warm audience is someone who has interacted with your brand previously. So visited your website, or met you in person, or signed up for your email list, etc., right? So you can run it to either audience and give it a shot. So honestly, when it comes to Facebook ads, don't let anyone ever tell you there's a quick, easy solution. Everything requires testing. So the pros of using a lead ad: once you find a winning formula, you can generate a pretty consistent flow of leads, right? So once you find that ad that really works, so you have a good audience that you're targeting, you have a good ad copy, good photos, and you are generating leads at a good cost. So you want to be looking at your cost per lead. What is that? What's comfortable to you? Usually the recommendation is at least $15 or less, somewhere in that ballpark. I've paid more than that for a lead before because I wanted the higher quality lead. So you got to figure out what is your tolerance for what you're willing to pay for a lead. So, if I can book a $4,000, $5,000 wedding, I'm willing to pay $100, $200 for that wedding, right? Because you got to realize, I'm saving time. The lead's coming to me. I'm booking that wedding. I'm getting my return on investment, right? Now the cons, like I was talking about, it does require testing. So testing also requires money. Now a lot of people get freaked out because, they feel like they're throwing money into a slot machine. You're really not. What you're doing is each time that you test, you're getting one step closer, right? So the famous Thomas Edison reference, right? He tried 10,000 times before he perfected the light bulb. You just got to sit down and identify, like, what is my risk tolerance? What am I willing to put into this in order to be able to test, eventually find success to where I'm comfortable and I can generate leads on a regular basis. Now, my recommendation is start from anywhere to $5 to $10 a day, right? It's really not that expensive. Most people spend $5 on Starbucks a day. So if you sit down and you look at your budget, I guarantee there's some excess in your budget that you can peel away from and then put it towards Facebook ads. And then you start running that $5 to $10 a day. You're going to run it for 3 to 5 days. You kind of see what kind of results you're going to get, and then you're going to test something else, right? I'm not going to get into that whole process here, but what a lead ad does require is it does require testing, because you're going to need a good piece of copywriting. So the copywriting is the text that's in your ad. And then you're also going to try a few different images. And if you're really savvy, throw video in there. So videos do really well. Give that a shot. All right? So that is ad number 1. The next one is the engagement session giveaway. Now, if you are hanging out with me inside the Facebook group, or if you've heard me talk before, I love the engagement session giveaway. I've literally booked close to $30,000 this year alone just off of an engagement session giveaway. Now, when I run an engagement session giveaway, I usually do it for a 7-day period, and I'll spend anywhere from $300 to $400 on the total ad. If I can get $30,000 worth of bookings out of it, that's well worth my investment, right? Because I'm not going to even do the math. It's more than 10 times my investment, right? So the engagement session giveaway is perfect for those who are starting out and need to start practicing and working on their engagement session and interacting with couples and taking pictures and just getting better at their craft. It also works for people who are moving to a new area. I've used this strategy multiple times. So I was previous military. We've literally relocated our business 3 times. So we had to get up and running fast. So one of the ways that we always did that was, hey, I'm new to this area. I'm an experienced photographer, but I'm offering this engagement session because I want to shoot in some of these epic, beautiful locations in this local area. And it's worked every single time. Fourth, it'll also work for people who, even if you're an established photographer, let's say you need a few more bookings for the year just to fill up your calendar, it can work. A lot of the objections are engagement session giveaways. It attracts cheap couples, it doesn't work, da-da-da-da-da. I've heard all the, basic, excuses and limiting beliefs. I promise you, I've run this time and time again, and I've also run the engagement session for other people, and it works. You just need a proven system, right? So the basic flow of it is I'm going to run a Facebook ad. It's going to be similar to a lead ad where, as you can see on here, I'm going to put a piece of ad copy. So when I say ad copy, it's just the words in the ad. It's very straight to the point. This isn't the whole thing. If you come over to the Facebook group, you'll actually see that I literally break down the engagement session that I ran. I ran 2 of them this year, and I break it down piece by piece in videos, all for free inside the group. And I show you my ad copy, I show you the pictures I use, I show you everything. So basically what happens is you have this Facebook ad, which then goes over to a landing page or a chatbot. So I'm a huge fan of messenger bots. I'm not going to get into that right here, but at the end I will show you what a messenger bot ad looks like. So you can use a landing page or a chatbot. It's going to take them to a form. They're going to submit their information, their name, their email. Then they're going to get a follow-up email where I actually do a questionnaire. The questionnaire helps me to determine who the winners are. And then once the contest is up, I'm going to contact the winners via phone call. The ad objective that I use is conversion. A lot of people who run the engagement session giveaway are either running traffic or engagement or messages, and it just doesn't work. Okay? It just doesn't work. Trash man. So, not that it doesn't work, it costs more. It's more expensive. You don't get the amount of conversions that you really should. So with a conversion ad, the way that it works is Facebook basically gets all this data saying like, oh, these people are the ones that are converting. I'm going to go out and find more people like that, right? So conversion objective works very, very well when it comes to engagement session ad. Now, the only con to that is it does require a little bit of tech setup and a little bit of knowledge when it comes to running a Facebook ad. However, like I said before, I literally show you step by step over in the Facebook group. So I don't want the tech to stop you from winning, from growing your business, right? So while a conversion ad may seem scary, it's really not. It's just a few extra steps to set up the audience, and then you're ready to rock. But I've seen people use the engagement session time and time and time again and absolutely succeed with it. So if you're looking to generate some quick leads, some business, fill up your calendar for next month, or just get out there and start shooting more and go to beautiful locations, or just meet rad couples, the engagement session giveaway is a guaranteed way to do it. All right. Now this next one is kind of a little bit of a hack. So I've seen others use it. I've used it a little bit myself, but I'm not a big Instagram person. I stay present on there, but it's really not my jam. But I can't ignore this strategy because it is effective. I've seen people use it. So I always like to caveat, when I present strategies or I present, things that people are doing in the marketing world when it comes to their photography business, because it doesn't work for me, doesn't mean it can't work for you, right? Everybody has a different business. There's millions of marketing strategies out there. I know people who just do one strategy and they rock at it. And then I've seen people try that same exact strategy and not work for them, right? So it comes down to your business style, how you communicate, who you are, your brand. Take that into consideration. So I always like to present to you marketing ideas so that you can take these back and test them out and be like, hey, does this right for my business or not? Because what may not work for me may work very well for you. So I've done the Instagram post boost before. It's not my favorite thing to do. One, because I don't have a lot of time. And two, like I said, I'm not real super active on Instagram. We post on a regular basis. But that's enough about me. Let's talk about the strategy. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to go into your Instagram and you're going to click on your insights. So if you click on your insights, what you're actually going to be able to do is see what your top posts are. So what I did is I went in and I picked up about 2 or 3 posts that were my top posts. I got the most interaction, most likes, shares, all that type of stuff. Because you can see at the top, once you click on that insights, your most popular post is going to put them there for you. So what you do is you go in Facebook Ads Manager, and then you're going to do an engagement objective ad. So you're going to go in engagement objective, you're going to set your targeting up. So obviously I'm going to target engaged couples as a wedding photographer. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go over, and then instead of creating a new Facebook ad, what you're going to do is click use existing post, right? So you need to make sure that the placement. So I don't run this on the Facebook newsfeed. I actually run this in the Instagram newsfeed. So my placement. So if I backtrack, if I go into ad set, my placement, I uncheck everything, and the only thing that you're going to have is the Instagram newsfeed, right? So then when I actually go into the ad, right, and it's going to say, hey, create the ad. If you look to the right of that, you're actually going to see where it says use existing post. You got to make sure that you have your drop down, your Instagram profile selected in your account, and then click use existing post, and then you're actually going to be able to see all the posts that you've ever posted on Instagram. So then you're going to go through, you're going to scroll through, and you'll be like, okay, yep, I'm going to find my favorite post. And the reason why picking your favorite post works, well, one, basically the world has already told you that this is an incredible photo or maybe amazing story that's in the description, but you also have social proof on there, right? So it's going to show all those likes, all those comments that you already have on that post, which is going to get even more engagement when you run this to your audience. So you're going to pick the post that you want to run, and then you're just going to run the ad. Now, if you look at the example here, I did learn more. So basically, if they click that, it would take them over to my contact page, right? I think if I were to run this again, I wouldn't do this at all. I would literally leave it as 0 call to action. So up here, obviously, you can see that it's sponsored. But here's the thing. People are suspicious, right? So if I run something and it says sponsored and it says learn more, they're probably like, oh, what are they trying to do? So if I put no call to action, and this is just a nice organic post, think of this as like a billboard, right? This is a super non-salesy post. It's a billboard. It's like someone driving by on the street, like, oh my gosh, look at that brand, right? You're getting brand awareness. But here's what's going to happen, because you're running an engagement objective ad, and you're running a post that has already been liked and loved by your audience. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to run this post, and you're going to start running this to your engaged audience in your local area, and you're going to start getting hearts and likes. Hearts and likes, same thing, right? You're going to start getting likes and comments, right? Here's what happens. You're going to monitor those likes and comments so that when you start to get those likes and comments, you're going to follow that person back, and you're going to start liking and commenting on their photos, right? Again, since we're targeting engaged couples, these couples, once you look at their profile, you're going to be able to see a little bit about who they are, if they're your type of client that you like to work with, and then you're going to be able to start to interact with them. So hop on there, comment on their stories, comment on their posts, heart their stuff, right? So you're giving them that, that little bit of hit of, what is it, serotonin or dopamine? I always get those mixed up. Well, basically, you're exciting their brain, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to do a little bit of cold outreach. Now, I am not a huge fan of cold outreach, but I do know that it works, right? So if you're liking their stuff and you're building a relationship with them and you're commenting, eventually you get to the point where you can do some cold outreach. Now, don't go for the sale right away, guys. A lot of times people are like, well, hey, do you find a wedding photographer yet? Let's book. Don't do that. Be like, hey, I see that you're engaged. Thank you so much for liking my posts and following me. I have some helpful blog posts that potentially you may find interesting since you're in the season of wedding planning. Here's my top 3 blog posts that all my couples love, right? So you're building a relationship with them. And then if they comment back and they start talking to you, engage in conversation. And then eventually what you want to do is book. Now, the reason why this doesn't work as well for me, because I don't have a lot of time to sit there and comment back and forth all day on Instagram. Now, if you have no bookings, what have you got to lose, right? Or if you only have a few bookings, again, what do you have to lose? You have the time. If you don't have the time, you got to find the time. Or pay someone to do it on there and monitor your Instagram account for you, okay? But this is an effective strategy. I've seen people do it and do it effectively. So this is kind of one of those outside-the-box things that most people never even thought of. So give it a shot and see how it works. Whew! We're almost there. Last one, all right, guys? Messenger bot ad. Now, I am a huge pro Messenger bot guy. If you don't know what a Messenger bot is, I have other videos on this YouTube channel, and you can learn a little bit about Messenger bots and how they work and Messenger marketing in your photography business. I even have a video where it shows you how to build a Messenger bot and set it up in 30 minutes. Literally 30 minutes. Now, this has huge pros. I teach about this in the group. I show live demos. You can even demo my bot. In fact, I'll put a link in the description so you can give it a shot. All right. So the way this works is, you have your typical Facebook ad, but in this, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get someone to take an action, right? You really want a strong call to action. So something that you're going to do is you're going to have the Facebook ad, strong call to action. They're going to click learn more or whatever it is, and then it's going to take them over to Facebook Messenger. Inside Facebook Messenger, they're going to get whatever freebie or piece of information that you promised them, and then you're going to engage with them in conversation. Now, if you don't know what a Facebook Messenger bot can do, think about this. Inside Facebook Messenger, I can deliver things like audio files, video, pictures, links, pre-programmed messages, all these things, right? So you can get super, super creative. So one of the things that I did was I ran a quiz for a wedding day timeline. So it says, hey, answer your 2-question quiz and figure out and get a wedding day timeline template so you can plan your perfect day. So if you look in the ad here, it says download timeline. They click learn more. It comes over. It says question number 1, are you going to do a first look? She said yes. And then choose a ceremony start time below. You can't see it here because she picked an option, but it would list out all the time options. She clicked 4 p.m. and then basically what it did is I loaded up a PDF of a wedding day timeline based on these 2 answers, and then it gave her a custom wedding day timeline. So now she just got something of value for free from me. And then basically what I'll do is I'll hop in and I'll start, asking her, hey, what else are you planning? How far along are you? Tell me a little bit more about your day, right? And I start engaging in conversation. Now, as with any ad creative that you've seen in all 4 of these, you got to test different images. So try different images, try different headlines, try different lead magnets. So this would be called a lead magnet, right? It's basically something that generates leads. They come into my Messenger bot and I give them something in return. All right. So the pros of this allows you to build a subscriber list of engaged couples. The only con is it requires some active outreach, very similar to that Instagram ad, right? So if you look at the top right here, over the past year and a half, I've built a subscriber list of 266 people. Now, complete transparency, they're not all engaged couples. Some of them photographers, family, friends, things like that. But I would say about 75% of those are engaged couples. So one of the things is you have a subscriber list. So when they click this, they become a lead. They get what they want. You can engage in conversation. The biggest perk to that is you get a higher open rate than you do email, right? So less ghosting. We're talking 70% or more response rate. The second benefit is you get a subscriber list, the same way that you do an email list, right? Instead of them giving your email, they're just giving you permission to be able to talk to them inside Facebook Messenger. And oh, by the way, you're collecting their information, right? So I'm not going to get into like huge high-level stuff when it comes to messenger bots, but this is a fantastic way to generate leads because it's super easy. Instead of me clicking learn more and going over to a landing page that maybe loads or doesn't load, or them trying to download a PDF from my website and the PDF doesn't download properly and doing all this tech, this is super simple. It's literally one click of a button and then they do 2 clicks of an option and they get what they want immediately, right? Now, the thing is you should see a lower cost per lead. Now, a lot of people are like, they're so obsessed with, I need a cheap cost per lead. Yes, that is one factor, but you also got to look at the quality. Now, if you're generating leads at $2, $3, $4 a pop, that's good, but if you don't book any of them, what's the point? What if you were to generate leads at $15, $20, $25 a pop and you book 1 out of 5 versus 1 out of 20, right? It all evens out at the price at the end of the day. So, the beautiful thing about the Messenger bot is I can see who this person is. I can see the quality leads that are coming in, right? I can have conversations with them. I get a high open rate. I see who they are. And now I'm just rambling on and repeating myself, right? But Messenger bot ads work fantastic. And I would say these 4 strategies are excellent strategies if you are a photographer of any type, whether you're wedding, portrait, newborn, whatever it is. These ad strategies can work for you. Obviously, the engagement session giveaway would be a little bit different if you're a portrait, newborn type photographer. But you can definitely tweak it and say, hey, I'm giving away prints, or I'm waiving my sitting fee, or whatever it is, whatever your business model is, right? But if you would like to learn more about these strategies and go more in depth, then please come on over to the Booking Lab. You can find the link to the Facebook group below, or head on over to Facebook and search the Booking Lab, or if you come over to the YouTube channel, in the description, in the header, you can find it there. I hope you guys enjoyed these tips. I look forward to seeing what kind of results that you get. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.